Right, so Brexit is back in the news, and in credit to Boris Johnson, as of yet, it is the only thing he has done that the people actually want in the last 11 months. Of course, he could still sell us out, but until he does, he gets credit for it. In fact, it's about all he gets credit for, because not once have they done any of the things that they said they would do, as we all know. In fact, in most cases, they have done the complete opposite. Take pretty piss poor Patel, for instance, with her going to shut the borders and all that talk, when record numbers have actually arrived, and they pay Serco like £10 billion to stick them in hotels or army barracks around the country, while buying them mobile phones to send for their entire family to join them. You can also think back to the protest in London and their appeasement of BLM, while they send the riot police to attack the working class who are trying to defend our statues or our borders because the powers that be refuse to do it. But just as importantly, if not more so, the complete destruction of our liberty and the economy this year. We certainly didn't vote for Brexit so it could help fix the current destruction that is happening to our economy. And as I've said before, I support and hope for criminal investigations into these liars because of their willful destruction of this country in my eyes is treason. But back on Brexit, which is their soul shining light in a shower of shit, Boris Johnson gave a speech and failed to answer a question on it, which we can see here.
But also talking about Brexit, and he has warned that the UK should get ready for a no-deal style Brexit, an Australia-type situation, saying that the EU have refused to negotiate. Let's listen in now to the Prime Minister.
From the outset, we were totally clear that we wanted nothing more complicated than a Canada-style relationship based on friendship and free trade. To judge by the latest EU summit in Brussels, that won't work for our EU partners. They want the continued ability to control our legislative freedom, our fisheries, in a way that is completely unacceptable to an independent country. And since we have only 10 weeks until the end of the transition period on January the 1st, I have to make a judgment about the likely outcome and to get us all ready. And given that they have refused to negotiate seriously for much of the last few months, and given that this summit appears explicitly to rule out a Canada-style deal, I've concluded that we should get ready for January the 1st with arrangements that are more like Australia's, based on simple principles of global free trade. And we can do it because we always knew that there would be change on January the 1st, whatever type of relationship we had. And so now is the time for our businesses to get ready and for our hauliers to get ready, for travellers to get ready. And of course, we're willing to discuss the practicalities with our friends, where a lot of progress has already been made, by the way, on such issues as social security and aviation, nuclear cooperation, and so on. But for whatever reason, it's clear from the summit that after 45 years of membership, they are not willing, unless there's some fundamental change of approach, to offer this country the same terms as Canada. And so with high hearts and with complete confidence, we will prepare to embrace the alternative, and we will prosper mightily as an independent, free-trading nation, controlling our own borders, our fisheries, and setting our own laws. And in the meantime, the government will, of course, be focusing on tackling COVID and building back better so that 2021 is a year of recovery and renewal. Thank you very much.
Now, as you heard there, he did say we are leaving, which he has been saying since day one, so that really is nothing new. He also said that we would leave on an Australian-style Brexit if not, but he stopped far short of saying we are leaving on a WTO or no-deal Brexit right now, which obviously is what I wanted him to do. To me, it looks like they're just kicking the can down the road yet again. If the EU have refused to budge, then they are not acting in good faith, because what they want is ridiculous in a free trade agreement. So in my mind, you simply scrap the withdrawal agreement and away we go. But no, he literally states that if they come back with some changes, then a deal is still on. So essentially, we are in the same boat we was in yesterday, last week, or indeed last month. Now, of course, he could just take us out with a WTO Brexit come December, but he could also sell us out in the same way. Let's be honest, he has hardly been the Boris people voted for in the last 7 months, has he? It's 50-50, he sells us out in my eyes right now. Let's hope I am wrong on that one. But I really struggle to to see anything he said in that, which is not something he has said before and should be a given at this point. Because like I've said, we all know the EU are not acting in good faith. We know they won't accept the UK having freedom. None of this is anything new. If we know it and Boris knows it, then he should just say, fuck it, we're off. Now, like I said, Boris was questioned just after that statement by the BBC because, as we all know, he said months ago if there was not significant change from the EU, he would stop talking and start leaving yesterday. Here, listen for yourself.
You said that you'd walk away from talks with the EU about a trade deal if there wasn't significant progress by now. It doesn't sound as though that is what you're doing. Can you just clarify why you're not walking away?
Well, as far as I can see, they've abandoned the idea of a free trade deal. There doesn't seem to be any progress coming from Brussels. So what we're saying to them is only, come here, come to us if there's some fundamental change of approach. Otherwise, we're more than happy to talk about, the practicalities that I described, the social security issues, road haulage and so on. But unless there's a fundamental change of approach, we're going to go for the Australia solution. And we should do it with great confidence, as I said, high hearts confidence, because we can do it. There was always going to be change on January the 1st, but it's becoming clear that the EU don't want to do the type of Canada deal that, we originally asked for. And it does seem curious that after 45 years of membership, they can offer our membership, they can offer Canada terms they won't offer us.
But you're saying they've got to come to you with some fresh ideas about negotiations. Are you saying you are walking away or you're not walking away?
Well, if there's a fundamental change of approach, of course, we're always willing to listen, but didn't seem particularly encouraging from the summit in Brussels yesterday and today.
So as you can see there, and like I said, he didn't answer the question. He just talks about the EU not giving in and how we will leave at the end of the year, which once again, we already know and is a given at this point. Now, while it is a good statement for him to make, putting the ball in the EU's court, it's hard to ignore the fact that it could have been much stronger. Like the strength he shows trying to lock down our businesses and lock us in our homes to save the NHS, which until 2020 was there to save us, not the other way around. But then again, if he was that strong on Brexit, we would have already left, wouldn't we? Now, I will be interested to know what you guys think he will do. Will Boris cuck it and cave in for a deal, or will he stand strong and leave with no deal? Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. And actually, I might do a live stream later talking about this and the state of the UK in general, and maybe the United States also. But one last thing, Boris, take your Build Back Better bullshit you promoted in that speech and ram it up Joe Biden's arse, you smarmy tosspot. Supporting the same agenda as Biden, the kiddie sniffing shit weasel, says it all really.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.